Y'all come on back in here. They did not want me to talk today. Come on back in here. Welcome to Lunchtime Empowerment Talks with Dr. Vaughn. I am Dr. Shavonna Whitehead. The sound totally cut out on us, but guess what? We are back. We are back. We are back. So y'all come on back in the room. I don't know what happened, but we are back. We are back. They didn't want me to talk today. It's okay. It might be because we're back, Janella. It might be because, we are the mobile edition today, but guess what? We still got something to say. We still got something to say. We are back. We are back. They didn't want me to talk today, but I will log right back in. They didn't want me to talk today, Monday, but I will log right back in. Come on back in the room. Come on back in the room. See, the devil didn't want me to talk because I was talking about that level of expectation that's seasonal. I was talking about that level of expectation that was seasonal. See, they didn't want me to say what I had to say, but guess what? I remember what I was talking about when the sound went out. And what I was saying to you is that expectations have to be evaluated seasonally. Because you have to realize that the expectation that you had for someone last season may not be the same expectation you can have this season. What you say to God? Because the person, you may be healed and whole and walking in a new season, but that person that you expected to grow with you, that person you expected to stretch with you, that person you expected to get out of their own bondage and come higher, that person's still stuck. And so you can't have the expectation that they're going to understand to heal you. You can't have the expectation that they're going to understand to free you. You can't have the expectation that they're going to understand that you that just had an encounter with God. You can't have that same expectation. So somebody has to understand expectations have to be evaluated seasonally. Somebody type that in chat. Expectations have to be evaluated seasonally. Hey, Latoya, how are you? Expectations have to be evaluated seasonally. Because what I have learned is I have become disappointed thinking that certain people, as God stretches and grows me and as God takes me higher, that those people that were connected to me, that all of them will be going in the same trajectory and at the same time that I was going, and I was disappointed that some people weren't there. And then God had to reveal to me, you have an unrealistic expectation on them because they ain't let go of their stuff. They haven't wanted to get out of their mess. Because here's the thing, a lot of people will talk about wanting to be delivered but won't get delivered. A lot of people will talk about what they deserve but won't go after it. A lot of people will talk about being free but won't break the bondage. A lot of people will talk about what they're going after and won't never move. And you have to realize that some people are not going to understand the fact that you meant what you said. You meant that you were getting free. You meant that you were getting healed. You meant that you were going after your wholeness. You meant that you were coming out of that. And so what you have to understand is that expectations have to be evaluated seasonally. And what does that mean, Dr. Vaughn? That means that sometimes when you evaluate it, you have to realize that some people are still stuck and you have to leave them where they are. I love you. I love you. I love you. But I got to leave you where you are. I appreciate you. I value you, but I got to leave you where you are. Because in this season, we have to realize that if people are only saying they want to be healed but still staying connected to people that make them bound, there's nothing I can do about it. If people are saying that they're going to be free but they're staying connected to people that don't value them, then there's nothing I can do about it. I cannot expect somebody to go somewhere they don't want to go. I cannot expect somebody to actually go embrace something that I believe they deserve and they don't. So we have to realize expectations are seasonally. And if somebody is not going where you're going, sometimes you have to be okay with leaving them where they are. Hey, Fool, how are you? Hey, Sissy. Hey, Bree. Hey, you have to. We're talking about expectations today. I told you there's levels to expectations. Then let's talk about you. Here's twofold expectation on you. First of all, you have to stop having unrealistic expectations on you beyond your capacity. Okay? I said, sometimes you got to stop putting expectation on you beyond your capacity. You have to learn where you are, embrace where you are, the capacity that you hold, and expect your journey. Embrace your journey. God's going to take you where you've been ordained for this season. You got to expect that God's going to birth in you what he promised for this season. You got to expect. You can't expect to manifest something but that you don't expect. You just think that God's going to be a genie in a bottle and just manifest it, and you have no level of expectation, no level of anticipation. You don't fast. You don't consecrate. You don't pray before him. You don't step before him. You don't set time aside for him. You don't sit in the presence of God. It amazes me that we want so much from God, but we don't want to sacrifice nothing. Okay, I'm out here now. I said, it amazes me how we want so much from God, but we don't want to sacrifice anything. You can't want freedom from God, but you want to stay connected to the relationship that bound you. You can't want healing from God, but you stay connected to the person that doesn't value you. You can't want promotion from God, but you don't show up for work on time. You can't want financial freedom from God, but you're not balancing your checkbook and managing your finances. There is a level from us that we have expectation. Oh God, I'm trying to help somebody here today. I'm just trying to help somebody today, because we have to realize that it has to be level of expectation. You can't manifest what you don't expect. Come on here, Jesus. I said you can't manifest what you don't expect. How in the world do you think something is supposed to manifest, but you don't even believe it's going to come? Okay. I'm just saying. Where is your level of expectation? Because your level of expectation also has to come with a level of consecration. Oh my God! Okay. I know I cuss on somebody, but your level of expectation has to be tied to a level of consecration. Your level of expectation has to be tied to a level of consecration. Your level of expectation has to be tied to a level of consecration. What do you mean, Dr. Vaughn? I did not get where I am now without consecrating myself before God. There are some things, lean on in, come on, lean on in, I want to talk to you a minute. There are some things you're not going to receive from God until you consecrate yourself before God. What does that mean? You're going to have to fast. You're going to have to sacrifice. You're going to have to lay before him. You're going to have to make some adjustments that may be uncomfortable. Expectation has to be tied to consecration. Expectation has to be tied to consecration. How can you expect something from God, but you don't even consecrate or prepare yourself for what you're expecting? Say that again. How can you expect something from God, but you are not even consecrating or preparing yourself for what you're expecting? When someone is expecting and preparing for a baby to come, they don't wait till the baby arrives to buy stuff. They don't wait for the baby to arrive to nurture the baby. Oh, thank you, Holy Ghost. They don't wait till the baby arrives to take vitamins. They don't wait till the baby arrives to eat right. They don't wait till the baby arrives to get the proper checkups. They don't wait till the baby arrives to actually start preparing the room or wherever the baby may sleep and getting the necessary things for the baby. While they are expecting, ing, which means there is a movement. There is a movement. It's not a stagnation. There is a movement. While I am expecting, I got to do something while I'm expecting. What do you do while you're expecting, Dr. Vaughn? I got to consecrate while I'm expecting. Oh, Jesus. I have to do something while I'm expecting. I cannot expect God to all of a sudden bless me in this miraculous way, but I won't even do my part. Somebody text in the chat, do your part. I got to do my part. Somebody put in the chat, I got to do my part. Because we have a lot of expectation, and guess what? Some of us are angry with God right now. Lean on in. Let me touch you today. Some of us are angry with God because we expected God to move in a certain season. We expected God to give us a certain thing. We expected something from God, and when it did not happen, we got angry with God instead of evaluating that we didn't do our part. We got angry with God because we said, God, we've been praying. God, I've been praying. God, I've been praying. God, I've been praying and believing. Praying and believing. And you didn't do what I prayed for. And some of us are walking around angry with God. But you ain't sacrificed nothing. You ain't consecrated yourself. You ain't set yourself apart. You ain't eliminate some connections. You ain't transformed your mind. You ain't did nothing, but you want God to give you something. How can God put his promise in a polluted space? Oh, God. How can God put his promise and the manifestation of what you're asking for in a polluted space that can't nurture it? How can God put what you're asking for into a polluted space that it can't be nurtured? Somebody said, I gotta do my part. I gotta do my part. I just want to talk to you. It's just been ringing in me. I've been driving today. And working, and the whole thing about expectations. And I had to repent before God and actually tell God, I'm sorry because I did expect you to do certain things. I did expect you to meet certain needs. And God literally looked at me and he said to me, he said, well, what did you do? I said, huh? He said, well, what did you do, Shavonna? You're asking me why I didn't manifest it. I got a question for you. What did you do for me to manifest it? Because I can manifest it with one word. I can manifest it with one touch. I can manifest it at the blink of an eye. But what did you do to posture yourself so I can manifest what you've been praying for? And I literally said, oh, God, my bad. You are absolutely right. I'm sorry. You is right. You are absolutely right. I did not do it. I did not do my part. And immediately, I realized, okay, it's time for me to get myself together. Shake yourself, Shavonna, because you need to do your part. You need to do your part. And so there's a lot, I told you, it's layers to this expectation. So number one, you got to stop expecting some stuff from people beyond their capacity. Some people are just stuck and they don't want to be free. I don't care how much they say they want to be free. I don't care how much they say they deserve to be free. I don't care how much they say they're going to be free. I don't care how much they say they're going after everything for them. Some people don't want to be free. How do I know? Their actions show they don't want to be free. Their actions show they don't want to be free. So you got to stop expecting them to embrace the healed and whole you. You got to stop expecting them to embrace the free you. You got to stop expecting them. They don't have the capacity to embrace you where you are because they're still where they are. You got to be okay with that. Love them where they are. If they can't go to where you're going, it's okay. Love them where they are. Love them where they are. Love them where they are. Then you have to, have expectation. Be very careful of your unrealistic expectation on you. Know the season that you're in. Stop expecting something for a season that you're not in yet. Just because God revealed it to you don't mean he revealed it to you for this season. I can't hear nobody but God. I said just because he revealed it to you don't mean he revealed it to you for this season. He may have revealed it to you so that you can prepare for it to come. He may have revealed it to you so that you can have time for him to prepare it for it to come. Because God sometimes wants to give us time to get it right. So he'll reveal that it's coming and then see what you're going to do with it. Oh, come on, God. He will reveal to you that it's coming and see what you're going to do with it. So my question to you today is, what you going to do with it? Expectations. So I need you evaluate your expectations on people and evaluate your expectations on yourself. I'll say it again. Expectations are seasonal. They need to be evaluated seasonally. Expectations need to be evaluated seasonally. Expectations need to be evaluated seasonally. So that's all I want to talk to you about today. It tried to cut us off. We were talking earlier for about 6-7 minutes, and then we lost our sound. But hey, we came back. He brought us right on back in the room. Hey, what you say to God? He brought us right on back in the room. And so I just want everybody to be healed. I want everybody to be free. I want everybody to walk in their divine purpose. But that means you're going to have to understand your expectation. You're going to have to evaluate your expectation. You're going to have to do some work. And I'll say this last thing as a reminder. Expectation is tied to consecration. Expectation is tied to consecration. If you're not willing to consecrate, sacrifice, and do the work for it, don't be upset when you expect it and it don't come. You got to do your part. God's going to do his part, but you got to do your part. So that's all I wanted to drop in there. Happy Tuesday to everybody. I just wanted to drop that on you today. If you have not already done so, like and share this. Share it with somebody else that you know might need this. Again, like and share this with somebody that you may know may need this understanding of expectation, may need this time of evaluation for themselves. I love each and every one of you. Just in case you have not already done so, go right down there to the bottom of the screen. Go to the website, www.ShavonnaWhitehead.com. Make sure you click on that subscribe tab and stay connected to us. We have a challenge going on in our Manifesting More with Dr. Vaughn group. You can join us right on over there, too. We have a challenge, a 14-day challenge going on right now called the Unpack Me Challenge. Unpack Me Challenge. Yeah, because you got to come unpack who you really are. And so the thing about it is it's tied to expectations. Some people want the end result but don't want the process. Oh, I'll leave that alone because that's a whole other talk for another day. So I love each and every one of you. Stay connected to me. I'll stay connected to you because we're going somewhere. Thank you so much, Nella Boo. Listen, I'll see you back here next Tuesday, 1 p.m., for Lunchtime Empowerment Talks with Dr. Vaughn. Again, I am Dr. Shavonna Whitehead. It's always my privilege, my honor, and my pleasure to join you. We were in the mobile edition today, but we will be stationary on next week. I love each and every one of you, and I'll see you back here next week.